Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA Game. It is your boy, the Silver Rock Rasta, Cameron Roget, coming to you live for the MMA Game Studios in beautiful Chula Vista, California. Now, as you know, it's a big weekend for the UFC. We got UFC 308, Ilia Topuria against Max Holloway. Oh, yes. And also on that card, we got Khamzat Chimaev against Robert Whittaker. Guys, and that's not all. There's so many more fights, but I'm going to save that for when we get into the episode. Now, before we start chatting away, I do have to introduce you guys to, unfortunately, he has an Angels hat on. Unfortunately, his team, Manchester United, is still terrible. Unfortunately, the Pods did not make it to the World Series, but it's all good because my Yankees got it. I have to introduce you guys to the best statistician in all of MMA, my guy, Ryan Cariss. Yo, Cariss, what's the word?
My homie, my guy, my dude, my brother. His name is Cameron Silverback Rasta Roget, ladies and gentlemen. We are blessed, beyond blessed, to be talking about UFC 308, Max Blessed Holloway versus Ilia Topuria in Saudi Arabia, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I've been waiting for this fight all year, all since last year, ever since we've been doing this podcast. I've been waiting for him to have his moment in the sun. Yes, he's got it. It's here.
It's
UFC
here.
308.
The day.
It's gonna happen.
The day is almost among us, but we are here to chat about the day. But now, before we get talking about UFC 308, couple events took place this past weekend. Now, yes, we did have a UFC fight night, but we also did have the thriller in Saudi Arabia. And it's not UFC 308. We had Francis Ngannou against Renan Ferreira. I believe that's how you say his name.
It's close enough.
Yeah. I've been working on my
You're Brazilian, yeah. You're Portuguese.
Oh, it is Renan. I was going to say Renan, but Renan Ferreira. And man, oh man, oh man. Francis Ngannou got it done. Round one. What, did you watch it?
I did.
What are your thoughts?
I like his wrestling. I loved that he missed and swung and just ducked down and under and got into that punch perfectly. Did a double and took his ass down. Like, guys, you guys don't understand a little bit how nerdy we are these days about jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So for us to see that and like how nice and clean it was and just get on his back and just start throwing punches and knock him out like twice almost.
Bro.
Yeah, he stopped it a little late. He did. He was a little late on that one.
I think a lot of people lost some respect for Francis after he went to the boxing route.
Did.
Y'all must have, and this was his, y'all must have forgot.
You did.
Because my man Francis is by far the best heavyweight mixed martial artist on the fucking planet.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Tom. You got to beat Francis.
You do.
I'm sorry, John. You got to beat Francis.
You do.
I'm sorry, anybody else that's classified themselves as a heavyweight, because Francis is the best MMA heavyweight in the fucking world. Hands down. Hands fucking down.
He never gave up the belt, guys. He never lost the belt, I should say. He gave it up because he left. His contract was over. Man. Dana White's trying to say, oh, wait, he's going to make more money in the UFC than he did in boxing. No.
Bro.
No, stop it.
Bro, I mean,
stop it.
I told Cariss this before we started recording. Like, I was debating if I should buy the pay-per-view or not.
Yeah.
Debating. I was like, I should watch it and stream it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm buying it. You know why? Francis is fighting, and I'm supporting fucking Francis. I'm a big fan. The emotions that man had after the fight, I could only imagine. But getting into the fight, bro, his wrestling is fucking on point.
It was on point.
On point.
A little bit jiu-jitsu mixed in with it also because of his staple on the ground and everything. So, yeah.
And I posed this question to you earlier off camera, which was, who had a more dominant wrestling display, right? Was it John Jones against Ciryl Gane, or was it Francis Ngannou against Ciryl Gane, right? Yep. Now, I know the John Jones one didn't last long, but at least looking at Francis, who I think we all thought is just a striker, look at how he has improved his fucking game.
Yes.
Like, the guy's now showing us, like, yeah, like I'm still here. I still got it. Who's next?
I have an all-around game, guys. Not just hands, not just knocking you out in one or two punches.
He's so good.
I can take you down. And guess what? I got a lot of weight to lay on you to where you can't get up and do anything.
Bro,
and then throw these hammer fists and these big-ass fists at your head. He knocked him out twice. I'm going to say it again. He knocked him out twice.
He's so good.
He was late.
And you know, like, after this fight, what I hope happens, I hope Francis goes to the John Jones-Stipe fight, and I hope he sits fucking ringside.
Yes.
And I know we're probably not going to get PFL against UFC, but fuck, dude, John, when you knock the fuck out of Stipe and send him into retirement, please just look cage side and give me the best stare down I've ever seen with you and Francis. I don't need you to fight Tom.
No,
I don't.
No.
Tom's a different breed.
Yes.
Tom's the new generation of heavyweight. But Francis? Francis? That's why I want you to fight, John. So if you hear this message, John Jones, after you destroy Stipe, please get on that mic and call out fucking Francis.
Right. I would love that, dude. I would love that. They just make a one-fight contract for him just to come back to the UFC to have that one fight. Why not? Why not? It'd make the UFC so much money.
That'd make my fucking
That's how we could sell it to Dana. Dana, this is going to make you way more money than you're going to get with Tom Aspinall and John Jones right now. This is going to make you way more money.
I can't see Francis losing.
Against John Jones?
I can't see.
I don't think
Francis
so.
losing.
I see Tom Aspinall and Tom Aspinall and Ngannou beating John Jones.
I can't see it. I can't see him. Fuck. Isn't that crazy?
Is it going to happen?
Well,
that's the question. Is it going to actually happen?
Who fucking
I don't
knows?
think so.
Well,
but we can manifest it and we can talk about it, and hopefully it can happen one day.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, after that, we also did have Cyborg against Pacheco. And I watched that fight. At first, I thought Pacheco was going to pull it off, and then the tables turned and Cyborg put it on her.
I didn't get to see that one, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
I didn't get to see that one. I got home late from work, and I got right in time for the Francis Ngannou fight, just in time to where he took him down, and I just pulled it up at that time. So
yeah, I mean,
that's all I wanted to see anyway.
I personally, I thought Pacheco was going to win the fight, and Cyborg got the job done. She got another strap. She proves why she's fucking. I wouldn't say she's the GOAT of the women's. No. There's only one for me. That's Amanda Nunes. But I'd say she is second.
Yeah.
I'd say second. Why not?
There's no question.
Wish she would come back to the UFC though, because I think there's a lot of good fun fights for her there.
I think she's a little old though. She's on her downhill.
Pacheco could be another one too.
Pacheco should come because she's a little younger and needs to come in.
I think, but Cyborg, it's big fights, right? I think for Cyborg it would be there's only three people I would say: Kayla Harrison, obviously Amanda Nunes, and if we have to throw her name in the pot, Juliana Pena. There you go. That's it. Those are the three.
Unless you want to throw Rocky in there just to have a alternate. But see, you're looking at it like that.
Nah, I'm good.
But we just said that Rocky beat Juliana Pena. Now we're putting Juliana Pena within that category, even though Rocky won.
Rocky did not win because the judges did not give it to her. So I have to go with who has the strap. And unfortunately,
at this very moment,
this is a big U here. Unfortunately, Juliana has it, so she'll step in.
Yeah. They should run it back.
Job.
Yeah, they should run it back.
After that, we also had Johnny Eblen, who is 16-0 now against I forget his first name, but it's Leon Edwards' brother. I know. Another Edwards. Now that fight, I've been raving and rabbing to Cariss off camera about Johnny Eblen because he's fucking good. He's really good. And I think he's at a point where he needs to come to the UFC.
I thought he was in the UFC. Was he not? Was he never in the UFC before?
Not to my knowledge. Okay. I think he needs to come over. I know Jorge Masvidal talks very highly about him. I think he trains at American Top Team. That's why.
Okay.
So Johnny Eblen, dude, if you haven't watched any of his fights, if you have the chance to rewatch this fight, definitely rewatch it. Very similar-ish to a DDP.
Okay.
But to me, cleaner. A little bit more dangerous on the hand. DDP does all kind of weird, but he gets the job done. This guy's a little bit cleaner. He's fun to watch, though. And he's 16-0.
I was just about to say that. He's an undefeated fighter coming from the PFL. That just makes it that much more spicier for him to come in to be like, okay, cool. Can you hang? Can you not hang? I think he can hang. Yeah, I think he's good enough to be able to hang.
So for that'll conclude, I guess, the PFL that we want to talk about. So now we can kind of dive in to the UFC Fight Night, right? Main card was Fluffy against Pereira. Prelims. Any fight on the prelims you want to mention?
No, because I didn't get to watch the prelims.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go back and watch it for sure. I want to see one.
I really want to see Robles to Spain. I'm excited.
He couldn't be there.
And when I saw Austin Lane shoot a takedown and Robles had no defense, I said, yep, I'm out. I'm watching the PFL. But on the main card, we had the first fight, right? Darren Elkins getting it done by unanimous decision against Daniel Pineda. And somebody made a prediction on this that two people would be retiring, but we only got half. Explain.
Well, we got one. I said the loser of this fight, because both of them are up there in age. They're both 39 years old. They've been around the UFC for years. And Darren Elkins has been around since 2010. And I think Pineda's been around since 2012. So he's been in there for a while. And I said the loser of this fight is going to retire And guess what happened? Daniel Pineda, unfortunately, lost this fight. I'm saying unfortunately for him because he put on a good fight. He got cracked a couple times. He had blood coming down his face, got hit a couple times hard. He had really good guillotine chokes against Darren Elkins. And Darren Elkins always says, go ahead, put me in a guillotine. You're not going to put me out on this. And he tried multiple times and wasn't being able to put him out. And Daniel Pineda lost his fight. Darren Elkins won. And Daniel Pineda put his gloves down at the end, being like, guys, this is a 3-fight losing streak. I'm sorry. I'm out. But I respect him because he's been around for a long time. He got the $50,000 bonus.
Nice.
So congratulations to him on that.
Nice.
And Darren Elkins is going to move on and fight somebody else later on. Maybe he'll retire also. I don't know.
Well, later on will be next year. I don't see him fighting any.
No, he's not fighting this year. No.
No. And after that, we had Jake Hadley against, named after a great, Cameron Smotherman. And let me say, this fight, edge of my seat, entertained.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved it. Cameron, legit.
Yeah. Very
legit.
Very
Not
legit.
this Cameron.
Coming from Dana White's Contender
Cameron.
Series. Yeah. Coming from
He
that.
good. That boy good.
He is. I wouldn't have chosen Hadley on this fight, knowing that Smotherman was being able to fight, because this was the. Can you scroll up? What was the dude's name again? Oh, I forget.
No, this is on, yeah.
Brady Highstance, the one that you were choosing, and I was going Hadley. He didn't get a fight, but the Smotherman, wow. Even Hadley had two fouls. Kicked him in the nuts, cup check on that one, and poked him in the eye really bad, where they took over 4 minutes to be able to get back in the fight. And he got back in. So Hadley didn't want to be in there against this kid. And this kid was really good.
Yeah,
so
he was there
watching Smotherman for a while. Watch Smotherman moving forward within the UFC, because he just got in and he did very well. He's got good hands.
And then right after that, I thought this one, again, another fucking juicy one, right? Charles Johnson against Sumer Daraji. Now, before we talk about this one, I just want you guys to know the 4 fights beside the main event, unanimous decisions.
Yes.
Unanimous decisions, except for the main event. Now, this fight, oh my gosh. Wow.
Back and forth.
Taking damage, showing the striking, clinch work.
Energy.
Good fight.
Very good fight.
Good fight.
If they would have given it to Sue on that one, I wouldn't have been surprised a little bit, but I think that energy just did a little bit more in that third round.
Charles looked good, actually.
Yeah.
I would say Charles looked real fucking good. So did Sumer Daraji, and I know I went with Sumer Daraji on this one.
Yeah.
And I thought either guy looked good, but this was the Charles that I've always wanted to fucking see. Yeah. And the one time I go against the motherfucker, he decides to bring it out. So good, Charles. I'm back in your corner.
Yeah, good. And Sumer Daraji from Team Alpha Male, and he had Song Yadong in his corner on this one. I was like, oh shit, I might have chosen him, just knowing that Song Yadong was at his back, and same with Uriah Faber. But I knew Energy was just gonna. Hey, he's on that little fight streak right now. He's in his prime kind of a little bit and moving forward and doing well. I think that's a 4-fight win streak for him. Yeah, so good job, Energy.
Yeah, good stuff.
That's 2-0 for me against Cam. And yes, I did text him right afterwards. 2-0.
Yeah, you usually do that when you don't win often. Anyways, so in the co-main event, you have Rob Font against Kyler Phillips.
We were both wrong.
God damn, gas tank motherfucker.
But he almost had him out in the first round. Bro, so he had to. Almost.
Close, but good. Another good fight.
Another really good fight.
Another
good fight.
Man.
The problem with this one for Kyler Phillips is this knocks him back down in the rankings a little bit. I shouldn't maybe.
I mean,
it's going to be a harder trek to get him back to the title.
We both know sometimes you need that, though. Yeah. Sometimes you need that challenge.
He does.
Right? You need that challenge in order to say, okay, I need to look at myself and hold myself accountable for some of the things I did not do properly in my camp. So now I can bounce back, right? Losses are just they're failures.
Right.
And it's how you accept that failure and how you plan to move on from it. And I think Kyler's in that space. And obviously we all attack challenges a little bit differently.
What do you think he needs to fix? Because I have an idea of what I think he needs to fix, and I think it's his hands. I think he's just not as clean of a boxer as Rob Font or guys like a Rob Font. Because if he's going to move up through this division and challenge for the title one day, you're looking at guys like Sean O'Malley up there that have crazy good speed and accuracy within it. And I don't think Kyler is that clean and polished enough with his hands. He's got a great ground game. No knocking him on that. That's his game that he's very good at. And I thought he almost took him out, but Rob Font was able to just survive the storm a little bit through that first round.
I mean, just looking at the division, I think you're starting to see the wrestlers are pretty dominant.
Yes.
Right. In this category. So I think
such as a champion right now.
I think, like you said, right, he has to work on the hands. Hands is probably the next bit that he has to focus on. Now, you can't obviously go away from the grappling and aspect
Use
of the
your
game,
strength.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that if he could get better there, so when he does encounter a wrestler, we already know, like, okay, it's probably even on the ground, right? I'll just say that because I don't know who he's fighting against next. It'll be even, but at least if you have an edge on the hands and he shoots first, now you know, okay, I know this. It's nothing new to me because we're going back to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
If you stay on the feet, I mean, I'll always go back to Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar, right? You don't want that to be you.
No.
Talking about Calvin Kattar.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want that to be you.
No.
So if you could be the Max Holloway and do the punching,
be
more,
that guy.
Yeah, more in your favor. More in your fucking favor. Then in the main event of the evening, we had Anthony Hernandez against Michel Pereira, and
what an ass whooping.
Oh, I'm glad you said it. I'm glad
I knew you were setting me up, so that's why I said it.
Because
what an ass whooping.
Fluffy was there,
wow.
baby.
Wow.
Beat that ass.
I was counting on Michel Pereira taking him out in the first round. That's what I was counting on. But going big and taking him out. And I don't want to say he almost did, but Fluffy weathered the storm to where he got hurt for a split second there. He got hurt with
bad.
that body.
Yeah, he got hurt bad.
He got hurt bad with that body.
He
And
got
I
hurt
thought he
bad.
was going to get clipped, but he just got smart and got out of the way of a couple of those to where he didn't get clipped. And then he just put him back on the ground and was just like, okay, cool, I'm going to take this fight over.
Right, he beat the shit.
He beat the shit out of him. And that elbow at the end where he cut his eye over at the end, like, wow.
God. Yeah, bro, he beat the shit out of him.
And by the way, guys, we were texting on this one, being like, yep, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I knew 100%. Once he could weather that storm, and Fluffy's a guy that could weather a fucking storm. He could take damage. He took damage, realized what was affecting him.
Yes.
Got away from it, and then started imposing his will.
Yep.
And look what happened. I mean, Michelle, shout out to him for staying and trying to fight. I thought he was going to quit at some moments. He didn't quit. He stayed through it.
No, he toughed it out.
I mean, he got beat up.
This was his toughest fight that he's ever had, and he toughed it out, right?
Yeah.
He made it through to where I didn't think he was going to. I thought he was going to get taken out in that fourth or fifth round because of how much pressure Fluffy was putting on him.
Yeah,
it was fun to watch.
Fluffy looked good too.
He did.
He
looked real good.
Excited to see his next fight.
I know.
Whoever that's against.
I know. It's got to be a top 10, I would assume, on this one. I would hope that potentially gets top 10.
100%. Gotta be. Gotta be. All right. So now that concludes our UFC Fight Night and PFL talk, because now we're going to move on to Cariss' favorite card of the year, UFC 308. So, as you know, we are going to take it away with the prelims and move into the main card. On the prelims, are we picking for the fans?
We are. We got the hat.
We are picking for the
ready.
fans. All right. So I'll go through each one of these fights. Maybe I'll tell you. Oh, wow. There's a lot.
There is, because there's no early prelims. There's just prelims on this one. And just so everyone knows, this is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time start time for the main card. So for the undercard, I believe it starts at 7 in the morning, 7 a.m. So I'm going to be up early.
It will be in early.
Wake and bake.
Okay. So on the prelims, the first fight is going to be in the men's light heavyweight division. We have Aibo Aslan against Rafael Cerquera. After that, we have Rinat Fakhrimanov against Carlos Leo in the men's welterweight division. In the men's middleweight division, we have Ismail Nurdev against Bruno Silva. In the men's bantamweight division, we have Faril Basharat against Victor Hugo. Ooh, this is a good one. In the men's heavyweight division, we have Kennedy Njoku against Chris Barnett.
Chris Barnett! Yes, he's back.
In the men's middleweight division, we have Abus Magomedov against Bruno Ferreira. Should be a good one.
Ferreira on that one.
Should be a good one. In the men's bantamweight division, we have Daniel Santos against Saeed Nurmagomedov.
Your favorite last name. You pulling for Saeed on that one?
In the men's lightweight division, we have Mateus Rebecki against Mirtek Uralban.
Oh, is that Rebeski? Yes, it is.
And then in your main event for the prelims, guys, you have Jeff Neal against Rafael Dos Santos.
RDA! Who do you got in that one?
Dos Anjos, I mean. I said Santos. Dos Anjos.
Do you have RDA? Do you got Jeff Neal?
It's
going to be a tough one.
That is going to be a tough one. I don't know.
It's going to be a good one.
Fucking Jeff Neal, man.
That's exactly why I'm asking you, because you never know with Jeff Neal. Like you could get the Jeff Neal that's going to like throw those hands and hit you hard and knock you down, or you're going to get the Jeff Neal that just kind of just goes along with the fight a little bit and let RDA take over. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I know. Do you have a preliminary fight of the night on that one? One of those.
There's so many good ones.
There is a bunch of good ones.
But you know what? I'm going for entertainment purposes. And I think for entertainment purposes, in the men's heavyweight division, Kennedy and Drew against Chris Barnett should be a fun fight to watch.
It should be. Yes.
I don't know how it's going to end.
Barnett.
I just feel like it's going to be entertaining.
Yes.
Chris Barnett always finds a way to make people laugh and be entertaining.
Yeah.
Kennedy is the same as well when he's getting it done in the right way. So I'll put that fight as my watch it on the prelims.
Do you know how to see how it ends? I want to see Chris Barnett doing a front flip and landing on his ass in a celebration, putting his hands up in the air.
Shit, that might just happen.
That's one of the best. I love it.
Just happen.
I love it.
Might just happen. All right, so let's pick.
Yes, and it's your pick. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. This is for the fans. Unless he likes it, he might take it for himself. I don't know. Is it Barnett?
Ugo. The fans have Ugo. So Ugo will be fighting against Farid Basharat.
Oh,
Right. That's going to be the 4th fight of the night. So make sure you guys tune into that. You have Victor Hugo, who is 25-4.
Who do you want to pull right now? Who do you want? You know I want Chris Barnett. Or Jeff Neal.
I actually want Saeed.
You want Saeed? You want Magomedov? What? No, you don't. You want to see him lose. That's what you want to see.
I have Bruno Ferreira.
You got Ferreira?
I'll take that.
That's a good one. That is a good one. And I got RDA. No. I got Santos. Excuse me. Who's Santos?
Santos? Daniel Santos against Saeed.
Against Saeed. I'll take that.
That's what you got. That is what you got.
That's a good one. Yeah,
good. Not bad. Not bad. All right. So
main card.
Moving into the main card of the evening.
It's here.
Good. We have my boy kicking it off first on the main card in the men's middleweight division. We have Armen Petrosyan against Magomedov.
Nicknames?
The motherfucking pirate.
One-eyed pirate. Yes, he is, ladies and gentlemen, in the middleweight division of 185 pounds. From Russia, Shara, the bullet, the one-eyed pirate. Magomedov is the favorite in this fight at -185. Yes, he is. He's 30 years old, stands at 6'2", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got an undefeated professional record of 14 victories. He's got 11 wins by KO, 7 first-round finishes. He has 3 UFC fights, currently on a 3-fight win streak. Obviously, he's on a 14-fight win streak. Coming off a decision victory over Michel Olunjacek back in August of 2024. From Armenia, we have Armen Superman Petrosyan is the underdog in this fight at +154. He's 33 years old, stands at 6'3", and his fighting style is a Muay Thai, meaning that this is not going to the ground. Thank the Lord. Professional record of 9 victories with 3 defeats, 6 wins by KO, and 3 first-round finishes. He has 5 UFC fights, 3 victories and 2 defeats, currently coming off of a submission loss to Rodolfo Vieira back in February of 2024. Everybody knows we are pulling for the one-eyed pirate.
That's my boy.
On this one, I need a knockout or a TKO in round number 1.
That's my boy.
That's how I want to finish.
Always shows out when he's fighting in fucking Saudi Arabia.
And this is pay-per-view, first fight of the night. Yes, it is. Come on, one-eyed pirate.
Can't wait. But guess what? The next one's even juicier. Because in the men's light heavyweight division, we have Aleksander Rakic against Magomed Ankalaev.
Can you say...
Winner.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gets a shot.
There it is. That's what I was going to say.
At
the title. Yes,
I was going to give him a title for this year. I would say he's definitely the MMA fighter of the year.
Who?
Alex Pereira.
Ooh, okay. Oh, sorry, you're giving him. That's the title. My bad.
Hands down.
In the light heavyweight division of 205. We have from Russia, UFC's number 2 ranked light heavyweight in the world. Magomed Ankalaev is the favorite in this fight at -410. Holy shit. Yeah. -410. He's 32 years old, stands at 6'3", and his fighting style is MMA. He does have a professional record of 18 victories and 1 defeat and 1 draw. He's got 11 wins by KO and 6 first-round finishes. He has 13 UFC fights, 10 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, 1 no contest. Holy shit. He's currently coming off a TKO victory over Animal Style. Yeah, unfortunately, I was upset about that one in January 2024.
We were there.
Yes, it was. From Serbia, UFC's number 5 ranked light heavyweight in the world, Aleksander Rakic is the underdog in this fight at +320. I'm a little surprised on those, dude. I thought this was going to be a little bit closer, but I am wrong. He's 32 years old, stands at 6'4", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got a professional record of 14 victories and 4 defeats, 9 wins by KO, 1 win by submission, and 8 first-round finishes. He has 9 UFC fights, 6 victories, and 3 defeats, currently coming off a TKO loss to Yuri Prohaska back in April of 2024. I are you pulling for the wrestler or are you pulling for the striker?
Wrestler.
Are you pulling for the wrestler? Yeah, because we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that Magomed Ankalaev is going to take this fight to the ground and make this a boring little fight.
Don't fall for the shit that he's saying he would exchange with Pereira. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. I'm telling you right now.
He's lying to himself.
He ain't going to exchange with that man.
No.
If he's a smart man, he wouldn't. If he's a dumb man, he will.
He's going to get hit once and be like, I'm changing my game plan and taking you down because use your strength, bro. Don't be stupid.
I think Ankalaev just takes it down, grounds it out.
That's what he needs to do.
And fucking wins.
He needs to, because he would be stupid if he doesn't, because he needs to win this fight because this is the #1 contender fight. He needs a title fight. So if this is boring as fuck, don't be surprised.
The only thing is he knows people, UFC fans, think that he is a boring fighter. So he may come out a little different, which I'm all for.
I hope he does.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I call you out on that swing.
And don't forget, we saw this guy in person. He's a big boy. When I tell you he's a big boy, he's a big fucking boy. So I would love to see that. Next, after that.
Wow.
Dude, this one, like, I'm on the verge of saying it's my fight of the night pick, but I'm not.
Well, because we already know what the night of the fight pick is.
Well,
night of the fight. Fight of the night.
There's two of them. So I'm going to say this. This is going to be Cameron's warm-up fight of the night. Because, guys, this one's going to be juicy. And it's going to be juicy because after this fight, you get another big fight, and then you get the main fight, which is going to be epic.
These three.
Leron Murphy against Danny Ige in the men's featherweight division. Wow. Cariss, take it away.
Wow. In the featherweight division of 145 pounds from England, UFC's #12 ranked featherweight in the world, Leron the Miracle Murphy is the favorite in this fight at -198. He's 33 years old, stands at 5'9", and his fighting style is a kickboxer. Okay. He's got a professional record of 14 victories and 0 defeats, meaning homeboy is undefeated, and he's got 1 no contest, which you still kind of consider that undefeated, kind of. Yeah,
a little bit.
I do. He's got 7 wins by KO, 6 first-round finishes. He has 7 UFC fights, 6 victories and 1 draw. Currently coming off of a decision victory over Edson Barboza back in May of 2024. That's a little statement right there, Leron Murphy. Well done. From USA, UFC's #14th ranked featherweight in the world, Dan 50K Ige is the 14th underdog in this fight at +164. Yeah, he's 33 years old, stands at 5'7", and his fighting style is a boxer. He's got a professional record of 18 victories and 8 defeats, 6 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission, and 7 first-round finishes. He has 17 UFC fights. 10 victories and 7 defeats. Currently coming off a decision loss to Diego Lopez back in June of 2024. Thank you, Danny Ige, for stepping in on a 4 hours notice on that.
Yeah,
nobody can thank you more than that. That shouldn't even count. It shouldn't. That should just be on the asterisk little list right there because he stepped up. Wasn't even his weight class.
He had a scrimmage.
He did. He did.
Scrimmage.
It wasn't even his weight class. That was
friendly.
Good. That was good. Yeah, dude, I'm on the fence on this one also. This is tough.
Oh, I'm going Murphy.
Really?
I'm going Murphy.
Okay. I don't want to go Murphy because I want to go Dan 50K Ige. I do.
Go with your gut.
No, I need to go with my money bet on this one. I don't need to go with my heart. I think I'm playing with my heart a little bit on that one for 50K. I'm gonna go Leron Murphy. Yeah, because kickboxer versus boxer, I think that Leron Murphy's gonna throw a little more out there because of his feet and his hands. And if Dan 50K Ige's got to change up his game in order to be able to go against Leron, like Leron's going to throw a little too much feet and hands, kick his legs and kick his body, T-kicks, head kicks, body kicks, leg kicks. That's why I think
this fight ends by head kick. Leron Murphy. Leron Murphy wins this by head kick.
See, I'm saying leg kicks and head kicks and like body kicks, and look what he says. It's going to end by head kick.
When it happens, forget
50K.
Where you found out that.
Yeah, 50K.
So, co-main event of the evening.
Huge.
Now, before I give you who's in the co-main,
this should be the main event
you
too.
Already know.
Yeah, this should be a main event one.
A big butt here.
B-U-T-T.
I won't get excited for this until they both weigh in. I'm being honest.
Say it again. Please say it again.
I will not get excited for this fight until they both weigh in and they do the walkouts and they're both in the octagon.
They have to be in the octagon.
I won't because the other one side, I know they're going to do everything to be there.
Yes.
The other side, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Because I'm seeing a Brian Ortega where it's like day of, all of a sudden, oh, I can't make it. And it's like, no.
And who's filling in for that? So that means we may lose a card, or a fight.
I don't know if there is a backup for that. I honestly don't. I don't think there is.
I don't think so.
And how can you find somebody in Saudi Arabia? So you're not in Vegas where you can call somebody and be like, hey, you want to step up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh.
I don't know. But without further ado, the co-main event of the evening in the men's middleweight division, we have Robert Whittaker against Khamzat Chimaev.
Don't give us your bet yet. Don't give us your pick just yet, please.
I won't
Wait a second.
until
Wait a
Monday
second.
of next week.
Is this a number one contender fight? I think it is. Because if DDP still has it and Reaper needs to get that fight back, and so does Khamzat, I'm trying to throw both of them. Should I wait for you to answer that one at the end? You want me to do the stats?
It is. It is.
Okay.
It is. It definitely is.
Okay. Because in the middleweight division
Fuck.
of 185 pounds from Australia, UFC's number 3 ranked middleweight in the world, Robert the Reaper Whittaker is the underdog of this fight at plus 180. Plus 180. He's 33 years old, stands at 6 foot tall, and his fighting style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, you suck that down a little bit. It kind of hurts, I know. He's got a professional record of 27 victories, 7 defeats, 11 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission, and 7 first-round finishes. He has 22 UFC fights, 17 victories, and 5 defeats, currently coming off of a KO victory over Sticky Icky Ikram Aliskerov back in June of 2024.
Nasty.
Yes. From the United Arab Emirates, UFC's number 12th ranked middleweight in the world, Khamzat Boars Chimaev is the favorite in this fight at plus 154.
Bro, Khamzat hasn't fought
That's negative 154.
since
Excuse me.
2023.
Hold on, I'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, he's
Wait.
29 years old, stands at 6'2", and his fighting style is a wrestler. He's got a professional record, which is undefeated, of 13 victories and 0 defeats, 6 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission, and 8 first-round finish. He has 7 UFC fights, coming off of a decision victory over Kamaru Usman back in October of 2023. It's been a year since he's been on.
Yeah, and Robert's fought 3 times this year.
Yes. Why? Because Boris can't make it. He can't make it to the fight. That's why we keep talking about. This is why you gave that disclaimer in the beginning of, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? Because he couldn't make it to the last fight. Now he's got to make it to this fight. I'll go first.
It solidifies who I think is going to win this fight.
The Reaper.
Yeah, I'm not going against Robert.
No, I'm not
Whittaker.
going against
I'm
Robert either. Not on this one. No,
Because
no. This means too much to
if
him. This is the
Khamzat-
biggest fight of his
a
life right now.
a healthy Khamzat struggled with a Gilbert.
Struggle with a Kamaru Usman.
Struggled with an Usman.
With an Usman on a 10-day notice.
Who I
believe Usman could've
firmly
got him.
believe Robert Whittaker could beat easily Kamaru and
Yes.
Gilbert.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't see a way that Khamzat could get through my boy the Reaper. I don't see a way. Maybe by knockout.
Maybe in the first 2 minutes when he goes nuts and just gets a hold of him.
But here's the
and
thing.
carries him, but
Ro-
Reaper's not like that. Reaper, he's not going to do that.
Robert's
to the Reaper.
wrestling's on point too, though,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
That's the thing, right? So, are we? Maybe we will get to see all the gym stories that we've heard about Khamzat, how hard he trains, how crazy he is. Maybe we'll finally see it displayed in the octagon because
Mhm.
That's the only way I see him
Winning.
beating Robert is if it's something that's constant. Is this a 5 or a 3 round?
This is a 5 round.
This is a 5 round.
I think it's a 5 round.
There's okay. If you would have
I
gave
believe it's a 5 round.
Kamaru
Could be
2 more
wrong.
rounds, he beats Khamzat.
He does.
In that fight against Gilbert, it was a 3-round fight
It
too,
was.
right?
It was.
You give them 2 more rounds.
Gilbert wins.
Bro, you think Robert, this is season for this is a regular fight for Robert.
it is.
Regular fight.
I
dude.
know. Jeez. Robert Whittaker's winning this fight.
Khamzat better get ready because I think after he loses this fight, he's going to be fighting Paulo Costa.
Oh, I'll take that fight.
Let's finish that.
That'd be a
rivalry.
good one.
Let's
That'd be a
finish
good
that.
one.
Let's finish.
But if
that.
he loses that, then he's like he's down.
well, no,
way
because I
down.
mean that would only be 2 losses, 13-2.
True.
Losing his 7-fight winning streak.
But his rise was so dominant.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden it just flatlined
yeah, because
to where he couldn't do anything. Yeah, he couldn't make anything.
Couldn't make fucking
So
fights.
some people, kind of like us, a little bit are jumping off ship to where it's like, you're not going to be.
I've been off the ship.
You're not who you are.
I've been
You're
off
not
the
who
ship.
you thought you was going to be.
I've been off the ship since I saw him fight my boy Kevin Holland. I've been off the
That's a
ship.
good point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
we were pulling for Kevin Holland for that one anyway.
You
Yeah.
ragdolled him, but
So what? You're supposed to. He's a
you
one.
weren't
He's a
supposed to
170.
fight him,
He's a 170 going up to 185.
bitch. That's how I feel about.
Did you see
Khamzat.
Khamzat wrestling the 2024 Olympic champion
No.
and ragdolling him?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, impressive, very impressive. But The only reason why I'm saying it, I know you're sleeping there, like it didn't matter. I'm saying it piggybacking what you said about he needs to use his wrestling within this fight. He needs to come out boars and just try to do that. To me, that's the only way he's going to win. He's not going to knock out Robert. He's not knocking out Robert, the Reaper Whittaker. He's not.
Robert is susceptible. Again, look back to the Paulo Costa fight, right? He got caught first round. If he gets caught like that against Khamzat, I could see his lights being put out 100%. And that's just me being honest. Okay. We saw Izzy do it. We
did.
Right?
That was clip on the temple.
And
right.
Again, Khamzat does create crazy exchanges. Not just heavy hands, but crazy exchanges. Think about it, right? Against Gilbert. They're swinging. When Gilbert caught him and he dropped into a knee and then he got back up, it's a crazy exchange, but it didn't put out Khamzat.
No.
Now, my worry is, can he handle that? Can he handle that type of... Now, against Paulo Costa, he did. He weathered that storm. He got clipped with the spinning heel kick, got felt it, got wobbled, but then ended up coming and winning that fight. So... if Khamzat's going to win, it's going to be one of those things.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's going to dominate the whole fight. No way.
He's not.
And if it's a 5-rounder, bruh, I'm definitely not going Khamzat's way.
4-1. If we even give Khamzat 1 round, and I'll give him round 1, maybe because of his pressure.
I think you have to give him round 1. Yeah. You would have to give him round 1. But don't be surprised if you see him come out different. Don't be surprised. It's a different opponent now. It's a big, thick opponent,
and if
too.
it's 5 rounds, too, for him, he's got to be a little smarter instead of blowing out his gas tank.
I mean, he can try to blow it out. Blow it out. See what happens. Blow it out.
Yeah.
Blow it out.
Try to finish him in 1.
Because the Reaper are going to make a meal of you. That's all I'm going to say. The Reaper ain't no joke.
No.
But let's put that one to bed because now I really want to get into this one. Guys, the reason why we are going to be tuning in at 7 a.m. to watch UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Your main event of the evening, Ilia Topuria, your featherweight champion, against the BMF champion, Max Holloway. Cariss, for the last time, take us away.
Happy to. In the featherweight division, we have a title fight at 145 pounds. I'm going to start with the champion. From Georgia, UFC's reigning, defending, undisputed featherweight champion of the world.
Say it again, baby.
Ilia.
Yes.
El Matador.
Yes.
Topuria.
Yes.
Is the favorite in this fight.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No.
This is going to be the last stop on the Blessed Express because it's going
Just kick me in the nuts right now while you're at it. You make me feel bad. Kick me. Go ahead. At negative 230, he's 27 years old. Stands at 5'7", and his fighting style is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He does have a professional record, which is undefeated, of 15 victories and 0 defeats, 5 wins by KO, 8 wins by submission, and 9 first-round finishes. He has 7 UFC fights, coming off of a KO victory over Aleksander, the Great Volkanovski, for the featherweight title back in February of 2024.
Put him to sleep.
Now, what everyone's been waiting for. UFC's number 2 ranked featherweight in the world. His name is Maxed. Blessed man forever. Holloway is the underdog in this fight at plus 190. He is 32 years old, stands at 5'11", and his fighting style is a Muay Thai. He does have a professional record of 26 victories and 7 defeats, 12 wins by KO, 2 wins by submission. He has 29 UFC fights, 22 victories and 7 defeats. He's currently on a 3-fight win streak, coming off a KO victory for the BMF title back at UFC 300 over Justin Gaethje back in April of 2024. Yes, we do have some honorable mentions. We know we're going to talk about my guy more than just that little Mitch. He's got some honorable mentions, which is his first fight in the UFC was against Dustin Poirier. Yeah, times 2 though, so we did fight him twice. We have Leonard Garcia. If anybody knows that name, yes you do. We have Dennis Bermudez. Conor McGregor.
What happened in that fight?
I don't know. Let's move on. We got Andre Touchy-Feely. Got Cub Swanson. Charles Oliveira. Jeremy Stevens. Ricardo Lamas. That's where it started, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Pettis. Jose Aldo times 2. Brian Ortega. Calvin Kattar. Best boxer in the UFC. Yair Rodriguez. Alexander the Great Volkanovski times 3. Arnold Allen. Korean Zombie, and you know who he is, Justin Gaethje. I think everybody already knows who I'm going for. I don't even need to say it.
I think everybody knows who we're both going for.
I think we do.
We are split on this one.
I'm very
going
much
Ilia. Cariss is going Max.
Can't go with anybody else.
I don't think both of us can. Now, I did get questioned this actually from one of my friends. I said, Cameron, how can you support Ilya when he talks shit about Conor? I said, that's a fair point.
A good point.
It's a fair point. I said, I look at him differently.
Well, even though he has the same tattoos.
I look at him differently.
And holds the belt.
I think Ilya, to me, is a different kind of version of Conor. I think they're very similar to one another.
Okay.
Very fucking similar. But Ilya's fucking good, bro.
He's very good.
I've enjoyed watching his career in the UFC as much as I've enjoyed Conor's, and still enjoying Conor's because who knows when he decides to come back. But
2025, please.
This fight does make me nervous for both guys because I do like both guys. I do like Max. I do like Ilya. It's just I called that this guy was going to be the champion, guys, and I can't go away from it. And I just think he's going to knock the fuck out of Max.
Just hurt me even more while you're at it, dude.
I think we are going to see the very first champion BMF holder.
The BMF belt is not on the line.
It's not, but he did buy one, so he's going to be having it strapped on his fucking chest.
There's the cringe that I was going to talk about. That's the cringe that I was going to talk about. It's a little cringy.
I bet you can see it happening, though. You can see
him
Max being passed out on the floor.
Them throwing the
featherweight
belts on him, and then him just holding
Max
on to the
being
BMF
passed
belt.
out on the floor. I know you can
stop
picture
saying it. No,
Max being
stop
passed
saying
out on the
That's
floor.
like the 5th time. Knock it off.
Him having the two straps. I can see it because why would you spend all that money? It's $500 for one of them things. I would bring it just to make sure I'm having it on my shoulder there. But it's gonna be a good fight. Dude.
It will,
and I hope it doesn't end like how the Volkanovski fight did, like just so early.
This needs to go at least 2 or 3. It does.
Give me 5. Give me 5 of the greatest rounds ever. Back and forth.
Yes.
Ilya wins one, Max wins the other. Ilya wins one, Max wins the other, and then round 5 they look across and they say, "This is it. This is it." Now, do you think Ilya is going to point to the center at the beginning?
No,
of the fight?
He told Max to do that in the beginning of the fight, saying the first 10 seconds you point down to the ground and I'll match you.
But do you think Ilya being a dick?
No,
because Ilya is a dick. He has that in him.
Do you think he'll come out in the center and just go like this?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I think he's going to come out,
stand in the middle,
boom, and do it, and see how Max reply. Now, it's ballsy because if I'm him, I wouldn't do that.
No.
I wouldn't fight, especially if the fight first started.
Yes.
But what I would do, I'd do this as Max steps. Shoot the fucking takedown.
He's got Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a black belt. That's what I would do. He's a stud.
I would change because I'm trying to keep my fucking belt.
I'm trying to win this fight.
I'm trying to keep. And then the second round comes, guess what I'm doing?
Shoot the takedown again. Catch a knee on the way in.
Until the 5th round, then I'll stand and bang. Because then I know I'm going to knock him out.
Ooh. You're hoping that finishes by round 5. I'm hoping this goes 3 rounds and Max takes him out in round 3.
I just get worried because the longer the fight goes, I think Max is going to get a little groove in there. So I think for Ilya's sake, he does have to end it. And he has to end it viciously.
I'm glad you said it because that's what I think is going to happen. I think potentially Ilya is going to take round 1 or round 2, potentially. And Max is going to take over round 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, it has to be a vicious knockout though. If he wants to keep Max out of there, it has to be a vicious knockout.
Also, if he wants to like make his stock rise that much more, he's got to go try to finish this fight. He has to finish Max because nobody's finished Max. Like finish. Knockout finish. I'm talking here, right? Like nobody's done it. They've submitted him, but they haven't finished him. Nobody's done it, and Ilya keeps talking. I'm gonna be the first one that makes you sleep. And that's why I'm nervous about this because he has the power to do it. He does.
It's crazy that this fight just came like it's here now.
So we were talking about how nervous we were about the Justin Gaethje fight. I'm way more nervous about this fight than I am about the Justin Gaethje. I am. I was very nervous for Justin knowing those leg kicks, but knowing Ilya's hands and the way that he put out Volkanovski, whoever's a Max fan better be nervous because of that, because that potentially could happen. And that's why we love this sport. That's why we watch it. That's why we love this game. You never know what's going to happen.
I think you're also nervous because you could you don't know if Max is going to get another shot at the belt.
That's okay. You said it correctly. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's why you're more.
This is his last chance.
You don't know.
This is 100% his last.
And the only way you do know is if he wins this fight.
Yes.
But do you think Ilya gets an automatic rematch if Max wins?
If Max wins, depends on how the fight goes. kind of depends on how the fight goes, because we always talk about if the challenger finishes the fight within the first 2 rounds and doesn't give the champion anything back and forth, yes. But we always talk about the split decision or decision at the end. Yeah. If there's a decision and Max wins and it's like 3-2 or it's 4-1 maybe, then maybe you talk about it, because who else would be next for Max? Maybe that's the other discussion, right?
This goes into my
what
next
makes
question.
The most amount of money for the UFC?
You being a Max fan, Max, and you can picture this in your head because it's not going to happen, but Max wins the belt this Saturday. He fucking wins.
It's not going to happen, but if he does, what the fuck? All right.
Like what I did there?
Yeah.
So, again, we're just dreaming here. We're dreaming like a Max
You're dreaming,
fan.
yeah.
Do you want the Volkanovski rematch?
No.
Or do you want
I don't.
Ilya?
I
Why don't you want Volk?
I don't know.
You
Because
nervous for
it just doesn't entertain me all that much. I've already seen it 3 times, right? And the second one, Max won.
But that,
You know what I mean? Like,
judges thought otherwise, though.
I know, but then again, the entire community thought otherwise on that one. Yeah. So that's why it's kind of like, wait, he already beat him by points. Volk won the first one by points. Max won the second one by points. And then Volkanovski won the third one by points. So it's like, I don't really want to see it because I don't think there's going to be a finish unless Max finishes him. Yeah. But it's like, wait, do we really want to see it again? We've already seen it 3 times.
Well, I think what would be fucking awesome. This would be awesome. This is me like really dreaming along with Max winning this weekend, which would be Conor McGregor throws his name in the fucking hat.
Okay.
And like
I'm all right with that.
as fucking soon as Max wins that fucking belt,
Conor should do it for both.
Conor just fucking comes out and says, I want both belts. You put both of them on the line and I'm back. January 7th.
Okay. Jesus. Can I give you one that why this will not happen? And this is one reason. There's multiple, but there's one. Conor will not cut down to 145. See,
then you do it.
Hear the silence.
You do it at. You do it at a catchweight.
Is
you
true.
do it at a catchweight for the BMF. For the BMF.
Okay. For the
BMF, right? You do it, but and then,
only for the BMF, not for the featherweight title.
But you advertise it. You got to market. You got to market, right? You got to market. You market 145. You put pictures with Max out there with the strap. Because guess
with
what? You know.
Belts.
Listen, you know what's going to happen. Fucking Conor wins that fight.
Yeah.
He's going to have 2 straps. There's no way he's going to walk around with just one.
No.
There's no. So he's going to find a UFC belt and he's going to say, 3-time champion. How much you want to fight, bro? I know my guy, bro. I know my guy. He's gonna come out saying I'm the first 3-time champion in the UFC, and people, oh no, you're not. It's the same.
Can you tell your guy to come back, please?
I wish I could.
Tell him to come back sometime.
Let me text him real quick.
I know. Tell him to come back. Be like, bro, we need you. We need you back because that was going to be the biggest card of the year.
Yeah,
that was going to be the biggest card of the year. It was going to be bigger than UFC 300 because Conor McGregor. That's all there is to it.
They should. Well,
those haters out there against Conor that don't think that he pulls like fans, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Nah, I think
he's the reason why the UFC is the UFC.
He's the fucking golden goose,
yes,
bro.
Yes.
Well, I mean, now Pereira's kind of taking that.
That's fine, but the only reason, the reason of why Pereira can do that is because Conor made it to where there's that many eyeballs. He paved the way. There you go.
He's the guy.
Yes.
He's the man.
There you go. Hey guys, I'm not a huge fan of Conor's, just so everyone knows. Like, I'm not. Yeah, see, you look at your face. You're talking shit about Max this whole time, and I didn't look at it like that at all. I just went.
Can't talk about the GOAT like that.
He's not the GOAT. He's not the GOAT.
You can't talk about the GOAT like that.
He's not the GOAT.
2-time champion.
He's the
2-time.
He's the first one to hold both at the same time. But guess who was the first 2-time champion? Go ahead.
Who?
Randy Couture.
Who?
Randy Couture.
Cares.
Who cares? He was the first 2-time champion. Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Conor was the first one.
Yes. First of holding both straps. Holding both at the same time.
Ever.
At the same time.
And he's about to be 3-time.
BKFC.
I actually don't want to see him fight.
I don't want to see him BK. No. Why would you? Why?
Speaking of BKFC, fucking Mike Perry got arrested the other day.
He did.
Why, bro?
He did.
Fucking
and then he
Mike.
did an AI generated like apology to everyone.
Come on, Mike. Stay out of trouble, Papa. You making all that money.
You make way too much money.
Bro.
Yeah.
You are the face of BKFC,
Yes.
dog. Have somebody drive you around, my
Get
man.
a chauffeur,
Come on.
dude.
You call
it's
me,
easy.
I'll pick your ass up,
Right?
dog.
Right?
Come on.
You got plenty of fans out there that would drive you around everywhere you want to go for free. You don't have to pay him.
Crazy.
Mike Perry's in the car with me right now.
Crazy, man. Crazy. But anyways,
It is what it is.
that is going to wrap up our take on UFC 308.
Blessed.
Can't wait.
Blessed for the win.
Can't wait.
Featherweight
Can't wait.
strap.
Can't wait to see those two straps around Ilya's waist and my boy Cariss boo-hooing.
I can't wait for Connor to call out the winner. That's another one. That's true.
Hey.
He's going to call it Ilya. If Ilya wins, he's calling it Max, and Max wins.
The tweet is already made.
It's already there. He's going to delete it afterwards, just like he does everything else.
He's waiting until Saturday. Send.
Delete
Send.
right afterwards.
But he knows you saw it.
He does that a lot.
He knows you saw it,
I
though.
know.
Still has that win over Max, too.
Fuck. You'll always hold it over my head. It will be always held over my head, unfortunately.
Anyway.
Dustin Poirier, broken leg.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Good times.
that
Good
is
times.
going to conclude our episode for the day.
It will. It was a good one.
Cariss.
It was a good one.
Take us away for the last time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for paying attention to the MMA game. You're going to be watching UFC 308 in Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia on October 26th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. We will be back. Take us away, brother.
The MMA game is out.
See you in Saudi Arabia.